Mount Everest of needs sounds exotic? Yes, it is exotic and simple. It is a very simple framework to analyze and study the needs for business and for life. Mount Everest of needs comprises of two kinds of needs, service needs and unserviced needs. Within service needs, there is no need that are met. For example, take a TV remote. Right now, we have a TV remote. We can use that remote to switch channels. Remember the past when we had to go near to the television and then change? Now, with TV remote, it's a no need. Now let's look at unserviced needs. Unserviced needs are of three types. First, no needs that are not yet met. Second, no needs with resistance to change. Third, unknown needs. Now let's take them one by one. No needs that are yet to be met. Let's take some examples. So I travel a lot and I like homemade food. Do I get it when I travel? Not always. Maybe once in a while in Mumbai, but not in many other countries or cities. So that is a known need of mine and yet to be met. Let's take an example in business. Marketers want all their communication channels to be connected. Unknown need, yet not met. Now let's go to the second category. Known needs with resistance to change. In life, we all want to wake up at 5 a.m. Why? Because it is good for health. Yet, how many of us are able to wake up? Very few, because there is resistance to change. In business, let's take a case of CRM adoption. Many sales companies have CRM, yet the adoption of CRM is not high. Why? Because there is a resistance to change and adoption for CRM among sales owners. Now let's look at the third category, which is unknown needs. Example 1, BlackBerry. In early 2000s, who would have thought? I didn't think that I will have a phone with the power of laptop. I can use it to, while traveling, sending emails. I didn't think about it. Somebody else did. Another example is Chromecast or Apple TV. Around 4-5 years before, my friend Amit Gandhi came from US, gave me a gift of Apple TV and played it in front of me, and we were amazed. How is it possible? We are sitting away from the television and content is getting rendered. Something I, sitting in India, didn't think of. Apple did, and then later Google did. These are examples of unknown needs. Imagine if we are able to proactively use the Mount Everest of needs framework to identify service needs and unserviced needs of our customers. Will it not help us engage our customers and serve markets more effectively? Now, using this framework, why don't we work together and assess the sales excellence in an organization? So please pause this video, reflect, and come back where we will work together. Now let's analyze it together. So let's look at service needs. So in sales, no needs that are met. So we will have a sales team. We will know which markets we are serving. We will have some software tools like CRM, some lead generation tools. These are our known needs that are met. Now let's go to unserviced needs. Within unserviced needs, let's look at the first one. Known needs that are not yet met. Example, the sales cycle might be longer. The number of deals might be less. The size of the deal might be lower. These are examples of known needs that may not be met. Let's go to the second category, which is known needs with resistance to change. CRM adoption. Many sales teams are not able to adopt to CRM. Either it is more complicated or sometimes there is resistance to change. Another example is social selling. Social selling is the newest method of lead generation, and it is not easy for everybody to adopt because it requires a change. Now let's look at the third category of unknown needs in sales excellence. Can a sales owner do product demo? Can a sales owner be a product expert? Can a sales owner be an expert marketer? If you combine all of these bullets which we have discussed in service needs and unserviced need, you will get a structure of traversing the Mount Everest of needs for sales excellence. Thank you.